7 seasons now. I like to think in these 7 seasons that I've come up with a few little pearls of wisdom that might contribute to your enjoyment of the show and might transmit them to you now, very briefly. The first one is, move a little closer to me. Okay, in the front row. Fill in some of those grassy patches. If you look like you're going to bite, that's it. This is great practice. Great practice for the rest of the show, folks. It is, as I like to call it, an environmentally directed show, which means that we're moving from place to place as we go from scene to scene. We invite you to follow us from place to place as we move scene to scene. We only ask that if you are the first people to get there on the scene, you're always welcome to come right up behind these folks with the lights.
That would only be traditional.
Sit down so people behind you can also see the show. Also, if you find that all you're seeing is the backs of other audience members' heads, then move to the right or to the left. The vast majority of the scenes are directed completely in the round. If you move to the right or the left, you're bound to get front row seats across the circle from where you are. Also, if you find that you can't hear or see properly during a scene, we absolutely invite you to move, to adjust your point of view so that it's the most comfortable possible for you. The idea being that every seat in this house should be the best seat in this house because you always choose your own seat in this house. We are Gorilla Rep, and this is A Midsummer Night's Dream.
Draws on apace. 4 happy days bring in another moon. But oh, methinks how slow this old moon wanes. She lingers by desires, like to a stepdame or a dowager, long withering out a young man's revenue.
4 days will quickly steep themselves in nights. 4 nights will quickly dream away the time. And then the moon, like to a silver bow new bent in heaven, shall behold the night of our solemnity.
Go, Philostrate! Stir up the Athenian youth to merriments! Awake the pert and nimble spirit of mirth! Turn melancholy forth to funerals! The pale companion is not for our pomp! I wounded thee with my sword and won thy love doing thee injuries, but I will wed thee another deed with pomp, with triumph, and with revelry!
Happy feast! So renowned!
Thanks, good Aegeus. What's the news with thee?
Full of vexation come I, with complaint against my child, my daughter. And what? My noble lord, this man hath my consent to marry her. Stand forth, Lysander, and my gracious duke. This man hath bewitched the bosom of my child. Thou, Lysander, thou hast given her rhymes and interchanged love with my child. Thou hast by moonlight at her window sung with faint voice of faint love, and stolen the impression of her fantasy with bracelets of my hair, rings, guard, conceits, snacks, trifles, nosegays, sweet dreams, messengers of shroud in unhardy youth. With cunning hast thou filched my daughter. And her obedience, which is due to me, to stop in harshness. And my gracious duke, be it so, she will not hear before your grace consent to marry with Demetrius. I beg the ancient privilege of Athens. As she is mine, I may dispose of her, which shall be either to this gentleman or to her death, according to our law, immediately provided in that case.
But what say you, Hermia? Be advised, fair maid. To you, your father should be as a god, one that composed your beauties gay, and what whom you are, but as a form in wax by him imprinted, and within his power to leave this figure or disfigure it. Demetrius is a worthy gentleman.
So is Lysander!
In himself he is, but in this time, wanting your father's voice, the other must be held the worthier.
I would my father look like with my eyes!
Or rather, your eyes must, with his judgment, look.
I do entreat your grace to pardon me! I know not by what power I am made bold, nor how it may concern my modesty in such a presence here to plead my thoughts. But I beseech your grace, that I may know the worst that may befall me in this case, if I refuse to wed Demetrius.
Either to die the death, or to abjure forever the society of men. Therefore, fair Hermia, question your desires, know of your youth, examine well your blood, whether you yield not to your father's choice, you can endure the livery of a nun. For I to be in shady cloister mewed, to live a barren sister all your life, chanting faint hymns to the cold, fruitless moon. But thrice blessed they that master so their blood to undergo such maiden pilgrimage. But earthlier happy is the rose distilled than that which, withering on the virgin thorn, grows, lives, and dies in single blessedness.
So will I grow, so live, so die, my lord, ere I will yield my virgin patent out unto his lordship, whose unwitting yoke my soul consents not to give sovereignty.
But take time to pause, and by the next new moon, the sealing day betwixt my love and me for everlasting bond of fellowship. Upon that day, either prepare to die for disobedience, your father's will, or else to wed Demetrius as he would, or on Diana's altar to protest for austerity and single life.
Relent, sweet Hermia, and Lysander, yield thy praised title to my certain right.
You have her father's son, Demetrius. Let me have Hermias. Do you marry him?
Scornful Lysander, true he hath my love, and what is mine, my love shall render him. And she is mine, and all my right of her I do estate unto Demetrius.
I am, my lord, as well derived as he. As one possessed, my love is more than his. My fortunes every way is fairly ranked, if not with vantage, as Demetrius. And, which is more than all these boasts can be, I have been loved of beauteous Hermia. Why should not I then prosecute my right? Demetrius, I'll have action to his head, made love to Nador's daughter, Helena, and won her soul. And she, sweet lady, dotes, devoutly dotes in idolatry upon this spotted and inconstant man.
I must confess that I have heard so much, and with Demetrius thought to have spoke thereof. But being overfull of self-affairs, my mind did lose it. But Demetrius, come and Jesus shall go with me. I have some pride in school. Oh, will you dare me up? Look you all yourself to fit your fancies to your father's will, or else the law of Athens yields you up, which by no means we may extenuate to death or a vow of single life. Come, my Hippolyta. What cheer, my love? Demetrius and Aegeus, go on. We must employ you into business against our nuptial and confer with you something nearly that concerns yourselves.
With Juliet desire we follow you.
How now, my love, why is your cheek so pale? How chanced the roses there to face so fast?
Been like for want of rain, which I could well maintain them from the tempest of my eyes.
Aye, me. For all that I could ever read, could ever tell by tale or history, the course of true love never...
If you let that make you miss a cue, okay? That's not okay. That'll make me stop and have to change the form. That would not be good. The form is simply that, where if you're sitting here, you're concentrating on the action that's going on in the scene, right? Until you're like, okay, it's time for me to get queued up because it's the scene before when I'm due, and then go to where your entrance is, right? Don't talk. No like interesting discussions. The thing is though that if someone's like looking at you like, where's our entrance, and you know, just take them by the elbow and take them right over where they're supposed to be. Okay? I think that should be well within the rules. All right? Any questions? No? Okay. Let's make a circle.
I started this circle. Another one.
Do you want me to ditch this?
Or I don't need it.
All right, it's in the room I'm saying. Do you know where that is? John's apartment. So you go up on the porch, and then it's the first door on all the way on the left. And on the center table, there's a small bag, and you open it up and you'll see it's the wine. You can bring it up.
Okay, one big step back, please.
Drop your cheat sheets and stuff. That's where you can get them. Okay. Neutral, please. This is, it's called the impulse circle. I'm going to just go through it. I mean, to make sure that we're all using the same rules. It is as follows. You're in neutral. Your arms are released. Your feet are parallel at your sides. You're concentrating on your peripheral vision, especially on your two, I like to call them scene partners, people on either side of you. Okay? Take one more small step back. Yes, that's right. Okay, the rules are I have someone start an impulse. It's full body, full voice, brief, loud, and repeatable. Okay? They'll do that impulse to the person to one side in the direction that I indicate. Okay? You're neutral, and if your partner gives you an impulse, you want to take it and transmit it to the next person. It's not so much a mime exercise, it's an acting exercise. You want to preserve the integrity of the energy of what the person gives you. If their register changes it, fine. If the register of your voice has to change from what they're doing, that's fine. Just preserve the integrity and keep the impulse going. The biggest trick is to make sure that you do just what they give you, that you preserve just what they give you, and not what your idea of it is because you've been watching it go around the whole way. If they sneeze in the middle of it, that's part of the gesture. You incorporate it, it moves right on. What your scene partner does, that's what translates. Okay? I'll start one going in one direction, right? I'll ask someone else to start one going in the other direction, right? Going around like this. The first time I do this, right? That's the first signal. That means instead of just needing to pass it from the direction it's coming to the direction it's going, you can choose that or to send it back, right? So then the idea is you can go back and forth, you know? And yes, it's true that you'll want to send it one way, someone will want to send it the other way. You want to send it one way, someone will want to send it the other way. And there's the roots of conflict there, the very roots of drama. Yes, as with any good acting exercise, it's a very basic, distilled down little element of a scene. That conflict makes a little element of a scene, and then it passes through, and the scene has an ending, and on it goes. On it goes. Okay? And that's where we go so far. Then there's the next step after that we'll take, but that's the first one, okay? Neutral. Eyes open. Go. Okay, the universal symbol for stop and go to neutral is when I come into the center of the circle. Okay? You guys move the circle that way. About 10 feet. Keep going. Okay, now spread it out. These people are way too close together. You guys should come closer together. These guys should spread more apart. Even it up. Alright. Neutral. Pause. The other part of the game is that as soon as you transmit an impulse, come back to neutral instantly. Back to neutral immediately. That'll become more clear when it could be that both of your partners are trying to transmit something through you. So it's got to be neutral very quickly. Okay? All right. Neutral. Alright, okay. Alright. Neutral. Okay, another good tip for cheating is that if you create the second gesture, make it as radically different and distinguishable from the first gesture as possible. That's going to make it much more possible to as the game gets more complex, to distinguish the two of them for the scene partners. Neutral, please. That direction.
Ka-ching! Ka-ching! Ka-ching!
Ka-ching!
Ka-ching!
Ka-ching!
Ka-ching!
Ka-ching!
Ka-ching!
Ka-ching!
Ka-ching!
Gavel. I may start a third one. I may start a third gesture, right? Or a gesture may get dropped. If it gets dropped, ignore it. Go to neutral. I'll start another one. Don't worry about it. If the gesture is dropped, it's not for you to worry about. Okay, clear? I may start a third gesture, and this is the next step of the game, is that the first can start changing directions. The second can shoot across. Shoot across, right? The rules are still the same, though. You've got to preserve the integrity of what you see. The only switch is that when you can shoot it across, you have the grace to repeat the gesture. See? Is that clear? So if I do the gesture to someone, they don't see me. I do it again. Again. You see? My original gesture was this. But what he saw and got from me was this. So that's what he took and transmitted. It's extremely important. Simple, being sensitive to your scene partner exercise. While at the same time being able to work in this kind of scale. Scale of working with partner. Take one big step backwards, please. Neutral, please. Mirroring them back to the first one before I clap the first time. Okay? Acceptable cheating does not include mirroring them until you have that option. Disengage from the exercise. That's definitely counterproductive. Disengage, relax, become yourself, just sort of outside watching these people do this thing, is to be part of something that's not a part of the cast. This is the energy that I'm trying to weave here. This is the fundamental of the energy that we have to weave in the part. See? So it's also a concentration exercise for those turns. A way to show and weave the trust with and of each other in the work. That you would never break like that in a scene, for instance, and diss somebody in a scene that way. I know. But you need to use this to begin to weave that. Okay? Neutral?
Yahoo! Yahoo! Yahoo!
Everyone clear on that?
Yeah.
Okay. Neutral, please. done teaching. This is not, it's not about teaching, this is about directing. I want what I want to see, and it started to happen at the beginning of the last one, with those two gestures. They seem clearly rooted in character concerns to me. And I think that the integrity of them should have been, allowed. Okay?
Go ahead.
It was the third gesture broke what was happening for me. This is an improv. It's not like an exercise in class. It's literally, I want to start feeling that King Lear feeling, if you will. Those two gestures had it, and I want to see us continue in that vein. Because then I feel like we're ready to do the run. That's all. Okay? All right? We're going to do those two gestures again. Okay?
Same ones?
Same ones. All right? Neutral. Go. That's got it. Places for scene one. Go.
Where do you want me?
Paper. Lights up!
I thought the king had more affected the Duke of Albany than Cornwall.
It always seems so to us. But now in the division of the kingdom, it appears not which the dukes he values most. For qualities are so weighed that curiosity and neither can make choice of either's moiety.
Is that this your son, my lord?
His breeding shall have been in my charge. I have so often blushed to acknowledge him that now I am praised to.
I cannot conceive you.
Well, this young fellow's mother could. What if once she grew rough-wombed and had indeed, sir, a son for her cradle as she had a husband for her bed? It's not a fault.
I cannot wish the fault undone, the issue of it being so proper.
But I have a son, sir, by order of law, some year elder than this, who yet is no dearer in my account. Though this knave came something saucily to the world before he was sent for, yet was his mother fair, there was good sport at his making, and the horseman must be knowledge. You know this noble gentleman, Edmund?
No, my lord.
My lord of Kent. Remember him hereafter as my honorable friend.
My services to your lordship.
I must love you, and soon to know you better.
Sir, I shall study deserving.
He hath been out 9 years, and away he shall again. The king is coming.
Attend the lords of France and Burgundy, Gloucester.
I shall, my lord.
Meantime, we shall express our darker purpose. Dear people of fair, know that we have divided in 3 our kingdom, and 'tis our vast intent to shake all cares and business from our age, conferring them on younger strains, while we unburdened crawl toward death. Our son of Cornwall and you are no less loving son of Albany. We have this hour a constant will to publish our daughter's several hours. That future strife may be perverted now. Princes France and Burgundy, long in our court, have made their amorous sojourn and are here to be answered. Tell me, my daughters, since now we will divest us both of rule, interest of territory, care of state, which of you shall we say doth love us most? That we a largest bounty may extend, where nature doth with merit challenge. Honorable our eldest born, speak first.
Sir, I love you more than words can wield or matter. Dearer than eyesight, space, and liberty. Beyond what can be valued, rich or rare. No less than life, with beauty, health, grace, and honor. A love that makes breath poor and speech unable. As much as child their love or father found. Beyond all matter of so much, I love you.
Of all these bounds, even from this line to this, with shadowy forests and champaigns rich, with plenteous rivers and wide-skirted meads, we make thee lady to thine in Albany's issue be this perpetual. What says our second daughter, our dearest Regan, wife to Cornwall? Speak.
Sir, I am made of that self-same metal that my sister is, and prize me at her worth. In my true heart, I find she names my very deed of love, only she comes too short. That I profess myself an enemy to all other joys, the most precious, square, and sense possesses, and find that I am alone solicited in your dear highness's love. And then poor Cordelia, and yet not so, since I'm sure my love's more richer than my tongue.
To thee and thine hereditary ever remain this ample third of our fair kingdom, no less in space, validity, or pleasure than that conferred on Goneril. And now, joy! Although the last, not the least, to whose young love the vines of France and milk of Burgundy strive to be interest. What can you say to draw a third more opulent than your sisters? Speak.
Nothing, my lord.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Nothing will come of nothing. Speak again.
Unhappy that I am, I cannot heave my heart into my mouth. I love your majesty according to my bond, nor more nor less.
Oh, now, Cordelia, mend your speech a little, lest it may mar your fortune.
Good my lord, you have begot me, bred me, loved me. I return those duties back as our right fit. Obey you, love you, and most honor you. Why have my sisters husbands if they say they love you all? Haply when I shall wed, that man whose hand must take my plight shall carry half my love with him, half my care and duty. Sure, I shall never marry like my sisters to love my father all.
Thy heart with this,
I, good my lord.
all so young and slow and tender.
So young, my lord, and true.
No, let it be so. Let thy truth then be thy dower. For by the power that made me, by all the operations of the orbs from whom we do exist and cease to be, here I disclaim all my paternal care, perpetuity, and property of blood, and as a stranger to me, and my heart hold thee from this forever.
Good my liege.
It's good. Come not between the dragon and his wrath. I loved her most. For this I rest on her kind nursery. Hurt! And avoid my sight! Darling, my grave, my sister. And here I give her father's heart to her. Go, France, Boosters! Cornwall and Albany, with my two daughters' dowers. Thy justice, then. Let pride, which she calls plainness, marry her. I do intend you with all my power, preeminence, and all the large effects that you with majesty. Ourself by monthly course, With preservation of 100 lives by you to be sustained, shall our abode make with you by due turns. We still retain the name and all additions to a king. The sway, revenue, execution of the rest beloved sons be yours, which to confirm this covenant part betwixt you.
Royal Lear, whom I have ever honored as my king, loved as my father, as my master followed, as my great patron fought on in my prayers.
Your bow is dead and gone.
Let it fall, rather, though the fork invade the region of my heart. Be Kent unmannerly when Lear is mad. Thinkest thou that duty shall have dread to bear when power to vanity speaks? To plainest honor's bound when majesty stoops to folly. Revoke thy doom, and in thy best consideration check this hideous rashness. Answer my life, my judgment. Thy youngest daughter does not love thee less. My life I never valued but as a pawn to wage against thine enemies, nor fear to lose it, thy safety being the motive.
Out of my sight!
See better, Lear, and let me still remain the true blank of thine eye.
Now by Apollo!
Now by Apollo, King, thou swearest thy gods in vain.
Oh, vassal!
Forbear, do! Kill thy physician, and the fee bestow upon thy foul disease. Revoke thy doom! And whilst I can vent clamor from my throat, I will tell thee, thou dost evil!
Hear me, recreant. Undone allegiance, hear me. Since thou hast sought to make us break our vow, which we do still yet, and with vain pride to come between our sentence and our power, which nor our nature nor our place can bear, our potency made good, take thy reward. 5 days do we allot thee for provisions to shield thee from diseases of the world, and on the 6th, to turn thy hated back on our kingdom. If on the 10th day following, thy banished trunk be found in our dominions, the moment is thy death. Away by Jupiter, thee shall not be revoked.
Fare thee well. Sith thus thou wilt appear, freedom is hence, and banishment is here. The gods to their dear shelter take thee, maid, that justly thinkest, and hast most rightly said. And your large speeches may your deeds approve, that good effects may spring from words of love. Thus, Kent, bid you all adieu. He'll shape his old course in a country.
Is France and Burgundy, my noble lord?
My lord of Burgundy, we first address towards you, who with this king hath rivaled for our daughter. What in the least shall you require in present hour with her auspicious voice upon?
Most royal Lear, I crave no more than what your highness has offered, nor will you tender less.
Right over Burgundy, when she was near to us, we did hold her so. Now the place is forward. There she stands, she's there.
I know no answer.
Will you, with those infirmity shields, unfriended, who adopted to our hate, framed it with our curse, endow it with our oath, take her or leave her.
Pardon me, royal sir, election takes not up on such conditions.
Leave her, sir, for by the power that made me, I tell you all her wealth. Who great king, I would not from your love to make but stray. Matching my hate. Therefore beseech you, avert your let me away. There on a wretch, whom nature is ashamed almost to acknowledge her.
But 'tis strange that even but now was your best object. Argument of your praise. Balm of your age most best. Most dearest, should in this trice of time commit a thing so monstrous as to dismantle so many folds of favor.
I yet beseech your majesty, if for I would that glib and oily art to speak and purpose not, since what I will intend, I'll do it before I speak, that you make known it is no foul blot, no murder, no foulness, no unchaste action or dishonored step that hath deprived me of your grace and favor, that even for want of that for which I am richer, a skill to listening eye, and such a tongue as I am glad I have not.
history unspoke that it intends to do? Lord Burgundy, what say you to me?
Most royal Lear, give but that portion which yourself has proposed, and here I take Cordelia by the hand. Duchess of Burgundy!
Nothing! I have sworn, I have firm!
And I'm sorry that you have so lost the love.
Please be with Burgundy, since that respect of fortune are his love, I shall not be his wife.
Fairest Cordelia, thou that art most rich, being poor, most choice forsaken, most not despised. When I think on me, the lawful government's castrated. Gods! 'Tis changed with a cold neglect. My love should kindle with flame of respect. Thy doubtless daughter, King, thrown to my chance, is queen of us, of ours and our fair France. None of the dukes of Waters Burgundy can buy this unprized, precious maid of me. Bid them farewell, Cordelia. For unkind, thou losest there. A better where to fight.
Thou hast no friend. Let her be thine, for we have no such daughter, nor shall ever see that face of her again. So be gone without our grace or medicine or love. Come, Burgundy.
Bid farewell to your sisters.
The jewels of our father, with washed-eyed Cordelia leads me. I know you what you are, and like a sister am most loath to call your faults as they are named. Use well, our father. To your prophetic bosoms I commit him, that yet, alas, stood I within his grace, I would prefer him to a better place. So farewell to you both.
Prescribe none us our due. Let your study be to content your lord who hath received you at fortune's alms. You have obedience scanded, and well are worth the want that you wanted.
Time shall unfold what placid cunning hides. Who covers faults but lacks shame in its pride? Well may you come.
Come on, Cordelia.
Sister! It is not a little I have to say of what most nearly appertains to us both. I think our father will hence tonight.
But that's most certain, and with you next month with us.
We see how full of change his age is. He always loved our sister most, and with what poor judgment he hath now cast her off, appears to grow.
'Tis the infirmity of his age, that he hath ever but slenderly known himself.
There is further compliment of leave taking between France and him. Pray you, let's hit together. If our father carry authority with such disposition as he bears, this last surrender of his will but offend us.
We shall further think on
We
it.
must do something. Under the heat.
Lights down. Lights up.
Thou, nature, art my goddess. To thy law my services are bound. Wherefore should I stand in the plague of custom and permit the curiosity of nations to deprive me, for that I am some 12 or 14 moonshines lag of a brother? Why bastard? Wherefore base? When my dimensions are as well compact, my mind is generous, and my shape as true as honest madam's issue, why brand they us with base? With baseness? Bastard. Base. Who in the lusty stealth of nature take more composition and fierce quality than doth within a dull, stale, tired bed go to the creating a whole tribe of fops, got tween asleep and wake? Well then, my legitimate Edgar, I must have your land. Our father's love is to the bastard as to the legitimate. Fine word. Legitimate. Well then, legitimate, if this letter speed and my invention thrive, Edmund the Base shall top the legitimate. I grow. I prosper. Now, God, stand up for bastards.
Kent vanished thus, and France and color parted, and the king gone tonight, prescribed his power, confined to execution. All this done. Edmund, how now, would you?
So please your lordship, none.
Why so earnestly seek you to put up that letter?
I know no news, my lord.
What paper were you reading?
Nothing, my lord.
No? Why then that terrible dispatch of it into your pocket? The quality of nothing hath not such need to hide itself. Come, let's see. If it be nothing, I shall not need spectacles.
I beseech you, Lord, pardon me. It is a letter from my brother which I have not all read, and for as much as I have perused, I find it not fit for your o'erlooking.
Give me the letter, sir.
I shall offend either to detain or give it. The contents, as in part I understand them, are to blame.
Let's see, let's see.
I hope for my brother's justification that he hath wrote this but as a taste, as an essay or a taste of my virtue.
This policy and privilege of age makes the world bitter to the best of our time, keeps our fortunes from us till our oldness cannot relish them. I begin to find a fond bondage in the oppression of aged tyranny that sways not as it hath power, but as it is suffered. Come to me, that I may speak more of this. If our father would sleep till I waked him, you should enjoy half his revenue forever and live the beloved of your brother, Edgar. Huh? Conspiracy? Sleep till I waked him, you should enjoy half his revenue? My son, Edgar? Had he the hand to write this, a heart and mind to read it in? Well, whence came you by this? Who brought it?
Was not brought to me, my lord. There's the cunning of it. I found it thrown in at the casement of my closet.
You know the character to be your brother?
If the matter were good, my lord, I durst swear it were his. But in respect to that, I would fain think it were not.
It is his.
It is his hand, my lord. But I hope that his heart is not in the contents.
Has he never sounded you in this matter?
Never, my lord. But I have heard him oft maintain it to be fit that fathers, sons at perfect age and fathers declining, the father should be as ward to the son, and sons should manage their revenue.
Oh, the villain, his very opinion in the letter. Abominable villain! Where is he? I'll apprehend him. Where is he?
I do not well know, my lord. If it should please you to suspend your indignation against my brother till you can derive from him better testimony of his intent, you will run a certain course. Where if you proceed violently against him, mistaking his purpose, it would make a great gap in your own honor, and shake in pieces the heart of his obedience. I dare pawn down my life for him that he hath wrote this, but to feel my affection to your honor and to no further intention of danger.
He cannot be such a monster.
Nor is not sure.
To his own father that so entirely and dearly loves him. Heaven and earth. Edmund, seek him out. Wind me into him, I pray you. Frame the business after your own wisdom. I would unstate myself to be in due resolution.
I will seek him, sir, presently. Convey the business as I shall find means, and acquaint you with all.
These late eclipses in the sun and moon portend no good to us. Love cools, friendship falls off, brothers divide. In cities, mutinies, in countries, discord, in palaces, treason, and the bond cracked twixt son and father. This villain of mine falls under the prediction. There's son against father. The king falls from bias of nature. There's father against child. We have seen the best of our time. And the noble and true-hearted Kent banished. His offense, honesty. 'Tis strange.
This is the excellent foppery of the world, that when we are sick in fortune, often the surfeit of our own behaviors, we make guilty of our disasters the sun, the moon, the stars, as if we were villains by necessity, fools by heavenly compulsions, knaves, thieves, treacherous by spherical predominance. I should have been that I am had the maidenliest star in the firmament twinkled on my bastardizer. And Edgar, and Patty comes like the catastrophe of the old comedy. My cue is villainous melancholy with a sigh like Tom of Bedlam. Oh, these eclipses do portend these disasters. Fasola me.
How now, Brother Edmund? What serious contemplation are you in?
I am thinking, brother, of a prediction I read this other day of what should follow these eclipses.
Do you busy yourself about that?
I promise you, the effect he writes of succeed unhappily, as of unnaturalness between the child and parent. Death, dearth, dissolution of ancient amenities, menaces in state, divisions in state, menaces and maledictions against king and noble, needless diffidences, dissipation of cohorts, banishment of friends, nuptial breaches, and I know not what.
How long have you been a sectary astronomical?
Come. When saw you my father?
All right, then I've gone by.
Spake you with him?
Aye, 2 hours together.
Parted you in good terms? Found you no displeasure in him by word or countenance?
None at all.
Bethink yourself wherein you may have offended him, and at my entreaty forbear his presence till some little time hath qualified the heat of his displeasure, which at this instant so rages in him, that with the mischief of your person it would scarcely allay.
Some villain has done me wrong.
That's my fear. I pray you, have a continent forbearance till the speed of his rage goes slower, and as I say, retire with me to my lodgings, from whence I will fitly bring you to him, my lord. Speak. Here's my key. Pray you go. If you do stir abroad, go armed.
Armed, brother!
Brother, I do advise the best. Go armed. I am no honest man if there be any good meaning toward you. I have told you what I have seen and heard, but faintly. Nothing like the true image and horror. Pray you, awake.
Shall I hear from you anon?
I do serve you in this business. A credulous father and a brother noble, so far from doing wrongs that he suspects none, on whose nature my practices ride easy. Let me, if not by birth, have lent by wit. All with me is meet that I can fashion.
What's up?
Did my father strike my gentleman for chiding of his fool?
Yes, madam.
By day and night he wrongs me. Every hour he flashes into one gross crime or other that sets us all at odds. I'm not good. His nights grow riotous and himself afraid of his choice. When he returns from hunting, I will not speak with him and say I am sick.
He's coming out of my hearing.
Please, you and your fellow. I'll have it come to question. If he dislike it, let him to my sister. Mine, I know, and that I want not to be overruled.
Well, madam.
And let him might have told him of the moment. If he dislike it, let him to my sister. Mine, and that I know, I want not to be overruled. Go. Here for dinner.
Lights down. Lights up.
Let me not stay at for dinner. Go get it ready. Ah! Oh, now! What art thou?
A man, sir.
What dost thou profess? What wouldst thou with us?
I do profess to be no less than I seem. To serve him truly that would put me in trust. To love him that is honest. To converse with him that is wise and says little. To fear judgment. To fight when I cannot choose. And to eat no meat.
What art thou?
A very honest-hearted fellow, and as poor as the king.
If thou be as poor for a subject as he is for a king, thou art poor enough. What wouldst thou?
Service.
Who wouldst thou serve?
You.
Dost thou know me, fellow?
No, sir, but I see in your countenance that which I would fain call master.
What's that?
Authority.
What services canst thou do?
I can keep honest counsel, ride, run, mar a curious tale in telling it, deliver a plain message bluntly. What other men are fit for, I am qualified in, and the best of me is diligence.
How old art thou?
Not so young, sir, to love a woman for singing, nor too old to dote on her for any.
Follow me, thou shalt serve me. If I like thee no worse after dinner, I will not part from thee yet. Dinner! Oh, dinner! Where's my knave, my fool? Oh, you and call hither, my fool. Oh, you, sir, you. Sir, where's my daughter?
So please you.
What's this fellow there? Hey, go, call back. Where's my fool? Oh, I think the world's asleep. Oh, now, where's that mongrel?
He said, my lord, your daughter is not well.
Why came not the slave back to me when I called him?
He answered me in the roundest manner.
He would not.
He would not.
My lord, I know not what the matter is, but to my judgment, your highness is not entertained with that ceremonious affection as you were wont.
Oh, but rememberest thee of mine own conception, I have perceived the most vague neglect of late, which I have rather blamed on mine own jealous curiosity than as a very pretense and purpose of unkindness. I will look further into it. But where's my fool? I have not seen him these 2 days. Since our loving daughter is going into France, she hath much time away. Go you and tell my daughter I would speak with her. Go you, call hither, my fool. Oh, you! Sir, you! Come you hither, sir. Where am I? Sir?
My lady's father.
My lady's father? My lord's knave! You're a whoresome dog, you slave, you cur!
I am none of these, my lord. I beseech your pardon.
You bandy looks with me, you rascal!
I'll not be struck, my lord.
Lady, you base football player!
And I thank thee, fellow. Thy service been I love thee.
Come thy ways, I'll show thee differences. But by God, if you will measure your lupus length again, tarry. But go, have you no wisdom? Away off, so!
Now, my friendly knave, I thank thee, as earnest of thy service.
Oh, let me hire him too. Here's my coxcomb.
Not my pretty knave,
Sirrah, you had best take my coxcomb.
Why, fool?
Why? For taking one's part that's out of favor. Nay, and thou canst not smile as the wind sits. Thou catch cold shortly. There. There's my coxcomb. Why, this fellow has banished 2 of our daughters, and to the 3rd a blessing against his will. If thou wilt follow him, thou must needs wear my coxcomb. Oh, how now, uncle? Would I had 2 coxcombs and 2 daughters?
What?
Why, if I gave them all my living, I'd take my coxcombs myself. There's mine. Beg another of thy daughters.
Ah, take heed, Sarah. The whip.
Choose the dog, must the kennel. He must be whipped out. When lady the bitch may stand by the fire and stink.
Ah, Castellan, go to me.
Zura, I'll teach thee a speech. Mark it, uncle. Have more than thou showest. Speak less than thou owest. Lend less than thou owest. Ride more than thou goest. Learn more than thou toast. Set less than thou throwest. Leave thy drink in thy hole, and keep in a door, and thou shalt have more than 2 tens to a score.
This is nothing, fool.
This is like the breath of an unfeed lawyer. You gave me nothing for it. Can thou make no use of nothing?
No, boy, nothing can be made out of nothing.
Prithee, tell him so much the rent of his land comes to. He will not believe us.
Ah, bitter fool.
Dost thou know the difference, my boy, between the bitter and the sweet fool?
I know that. Teach me.
Ah, the Lord that counseled thee to give away thy land. Come, place him here by me. Do thou for him. The sweet and bitter fool will presently appear. The one in mockery here, the other found out there. All thy other titles thou hast given away, that thou was born with.
This is not altogether fool, my lord.
No, faith! Lords and great men will not let me. If I had a monopoly now, they'd have part of it. And they will not let me have all for myself. They'll be snatching fools that ne'er less wit than a year. For wise men are grown for fish, they they know not how their wits to wear. Their manners are so apish.
When will you want to be so full of song, sirrah?
I have used it, nuncle, ever since thou madest thy daughters thy mother. For once thou gavest them the rod, and putst down thy own breeches. The knave for sudden joyed in weep, and I for sorrow sung, that such a king should play Bo Peep, and go the fool among. Uncle, if a schoolmaster that can teach thy fool to lie, I would fain to lie.
And you lie, sir. Here have you whipped.
I marvel what king thou and thy daughters are. They'll have me whipped for speaking true, and thou have me whipped for lying. And sometimes I'm whipped for holding my peace. I'd rather be any kind of thing than a fool. And yet, I would not be thee. Thou hast spared thy wit on both sides and left nothing in the middle. Oh, here comes one of the parents.
What makes that frontlet on? Methinks you are too old late from the frown.
Thou wast a pretty fellow when thou hadst no need to care for her frowning. Now thou art an O without a figure. I am better than thou art now. I am a fool. Thou art nothing.
Not only for this your all-licensed fool, but other of your insolent retinue do hourly carp and quarrel, breaking forth in rank and out of into riots. Sir, I had thought by making this well known to you to have found a safe address, but now grow fearful by what yourself who may have spoken done, that you approve this course and put it on by your allowance.
For you trow, Knuckle, the head sparrow fed the cuckoo so long that it had its head bit off by its young. So out went the candles, and we were left darkly.
Come, sir, I would you would make use of that good wisdom whereof I know you are fraught, and put away these dispositions that of late transform you from what you rightly are.
Marry not an ass, no! When the cart draws off, oh, don't I know you?
Doth any here know me? This is not Lear. Doth Lear walk thus, speak thus? Where are his eyes? Either his notion waketh, his proceedings are not indeed. Waking? 'Tis not so. Who is it that can tell me who I am?
Lear Shadow!
I would learn that. For one of the remarks of sovereignty, knowledge, and reason, I should be both persuaded I had daughter.
Which they will make an obedient father.
Amen, fair gentlewoman.
This admiration, sir, is much of the savor of your other new prank. I do beseech you to understand my purposes aright. As you are old and reverend, you should be wise. I hear you keep 100 knights and squires, men so disordered, so the Boston both think our court affected with their manners shows like a riotous inn. Epicurism and lust make it more like a tavern or a brothel than a gracious palace. That very shame itself must be for instant remedy. Be that desired. I heard that else would take the thing that she begged. A little did this quantity your train.
Darkness and devil. Saddle my horses, hold my train together. Degenerate bastard! Yet have I left a daughter.
You strike my people, and your disordered rabble make servants of their feathers.
Oh, well, that too late repents. Oh, sir, you promise that you will speak, sir. Prepare, saddle my horses. In radiance, thou marble-hearted fiends, more hideous when thou showest thee the child than the sea monster.
Pray, sir, be patient.
Detested kite! Thou liest! O small folk, what didst thou in Cordelia show? When like an engine wrenched my frame of nature from its fixed place, drew from heart all love and added to the goal. Oh, Lear! Lear! Lear, be at this gate that let thy folly in and thy dear judgment out. Go, go, my people!
My lord, I am guiltless as I am ignorant of what hath moved you.
It may be so, my lord. I am ashamed that thou hast power to shake my manhood thus, that these hot tears which break from me perforce should make thee worse than burst and falls upon thee. The untended woundings of a father's curse pierce every sense about thee. Old fond eyes beweep this cause again. I'll pluck ye out and cast you at the waters that you lose to temper clay. Oh, is it come to this? Let it be so. Yeah, I left the daughter, whom I am sure is kind and comfortable. When she shall hear this of thee, with her nails shall flare thee thy wolfish visage. Thou shalt find that I'll resume the shape which thou dost think I have cast off forever. Thou shalt, I warrant thee.
Do you must that, my lord?
I cannot be so partial, Goneril, to the great love I bear
Oh,
you.
pray you content. What Oswald, ho! Useless, more knave than full after your master.
Knuckle Lear, Terry, and take the fool with thee. A fox, when one has caught her, and such a daughter should soar to the slaughter, if not captured by a halter. So the fool follows after.
This man hath had good counsel. 100 knights? 'Tis politic and safe to let him keep appoint 100 knights. Yet that in every dream he may guard his doted with their powers and hold our lives at mercy. Oswald, I say!
You may fear too far.
Safer than trust too far. I know his heart. If he has others, I have with my sister. She sustained him in his 100 knights when I have showed the unfitness. How now, Oswald? What? Have you read that letter to my sister?
Yes, madam.
Take you some company and await a horse, and form her full of my particular fear, and there to have reasons of your own as may protect more. Get you gone, and hasten your return.
How far your eyes may pierce, I cannot tell. Striving to better, oft we mar what's well.
Nay, then.
Well, the event.
Well, before to Gloucester with these letters, acquaint my daughter no further with anything you know, other than comes from her demand out of the letter if your diligence be not speedy. I shall be there for you.
I will not sleep, my lord.
No, you didn't wait for your cue. Light up. Right on there, exit. Lights down. Now, lights up.
Go ye before to Gloucester with these letters. Acquaint my daughter no further with anything you know than comes from her demand out of the letter. If your diligence be not speedy, I shall be there for you.
I will not sleep, my lord, till I have delivered your letters.
Shall see, thy other daughter will use thee kindly. Though she's as like this as a crab's like to an apple, yet I can tell what I can tell.
What canst thou tell, my boy?
She will taste as like this as a crab does to a crab. Thou canst tell why one's nose stands in the middle of one's face?
No.
Why to see? Why to keep one's eyes of either side's nose? That what a man cannot smell out, he may spy into.
I did her wrong.
Canst tell how an oyster makes his shell?
No!
Nor I neither. But I can tell why a snail has a house. Why? To put his head into. Not to give it away to his daughters and leave his horns without a case.
Let me not forget my nature. So kind a father.
The reason
Be
why.
my horses ready.
Thy asses are gone about them. The reason why the 7 stars are no more than 7 is a pretty reason.
Because they are not.
Yes! Ha ha! Indeed. That was make a good fool.
Oh, let me not be mad, not mad, sweet heaven. Keep me in temper, I would not be mad. Oh, now are the horses ready.
Ready, my lord.
Come, boy.
See that's a maid now, and laughs at my departure shall not be a maid long, unless thee must be cut or shorter.
Lights down. Light up. Save thee, courage.
And you, sir! I've been with your father and given him notice that the Duke of Cornwall, Anric, and his Duchess will be here with him this night.
How comes that?
Hey, I know not. You have heard of the news abroad. I mean the whispered ones, for they are yet but ear-kissing arguments.
Not a word. Pray you, what are they?
Have you heard of no likely wars towards twixt the Dukes of Cornwall and Albany?
Not I.
You may do then, in time. Fare you well, sir!
the Duke be here tonight, the better. Best! This weaves itself perforce into my business. My father has set guard to take my brother, and I have one thing of a queasy question which I must act. Briefness and fortune. Brother, a word! Ascend, brother, I say. My father watches. Oh, sir, fly this place. Intelligence is given where you are hid. You have now the good advantage of the night. Have you nothing said against the Duke of Cornwall? He's coming hither now in the night, in the haste, and Regan with him. Have you nothing said upon his party against the Duke of Albany? Advise yourself.
I'm sure on it, not a word.
Pardon me. I hear my father coming. In cunning, I must draw my sword against you. Draw! Seem to defend yourself. Now quit you well. Yield! Come before my father! Light, ho! Hey! Goodbye, brother. Torches! Torches! So farewell! Some blood drawn on me would beget opinion of my more fierce endeavor. I've seen drunkards do more than this in sport. Father! Father! Stop! No!
Where is the villain, Edmund?
Here stood he, sir, in the dark, his sharp sword out, mumbling wicked charms, conjuring the moon to stand auspicious amidst.
But where is he?
Look, sir, I bleed.
Where is the villain, Edmund?
Fled he this way.
Pursue
With
him,
no
ho!
means
Go
to
after! By no means what?
persuade me to the murder of your lordship. But then I told them the revenging gods against parasites did all their thunders bend, spoke with how manifold and strong a bond the child was to the father, sir. In fine, seeing how loathly opposite I stood to his unnatural purpose, in fell motion with his prepared sword, he charges on my unprovided body and lands mine arm. But when he saw my best alarmed spirits full, suddenly he fled.
Let him fly far. Not in this land shall he remain uncaught. Unfound dispatch! The noble Duke, my master, my worthy arch and patron, comes tonight. By his authority I will proclaim it that he that apprehends him shall deserve our thanks, bringing the murderous traitor to the stake. He that conceals him, death.
When I dissuaded him from his intent and found him pight to do it, with cursed speech I threatened to discover him. He replied, "Thou unpossessing bastard! Dost thou think if I would stand against thee with the reposal of any trust, worth, or virtue in thee make thy words faith? No! What I should deny as this I would, I, though thou didst produce my very character, I'd turn it all to thy suggestion, plot and damned practice."
Strong and fashioned villain, would he deny his letter, said he? I never got him. Hark, the Duke's trumpets. I know not why he comes. All ports I'll bar. The villain shall not escape. The Duke must grant me that, and for my land, true and loyal, a natural boy, I'll work the means to make thee capable.
Well now, my noble friend, as I came hither, which I can call, but now I have heard strange news.
If it be true, all vengeance comes too short which can pursue the offender. How dost, my lord?
Oh, madam, my old heart is cracked. It's cracked.
What, did my father's godson seek your life? You are Edgar, heeding my father's name?
Lady, shame would have it been.
Was he not companion with the riotous knights that tend upon my father?
I know not, madam. 'Tis too bad.
Yes, madam. He was of that consort.
'Tis no marvel then, though he were ill-affected. 'Twas they who put him on the old man's death, to have the expense and waste of his revenue. I have this present evening from my sister been well informed of them, and with such cautions that if they come to sojourn at my house, I'll not be welcome.
Nor I, assure thee, Regan. Edmund, I hear that you have shown your father a childlike office.
He did bewray his practice and received his hurt, you see, striving to apprehend.
Is he pursued?
He is, my lord.
If he be taken, he shall never more be feared of doing harm. Make your own purpose how in thy strength you please. For you, Edmund, whose virtue and obedience doth this instant so much commend itself, you shall be ours. Natures of such deep trust we shall much need. You we first seize on.
For his sake, I thank you, sir.
You know not why we come to visit you.
Our father, he has rifts, so has our sister of differences, to which I least thought to take an answer from our home. Our good old friend, lay comforts to your bosom, and bestow your needful task of
I serve you, madam. Your graces are right welcome.
Lights down. Lights down. Come on. Talk.
Okay.
I didn't get a chance to get my name. I was just getting on that job.
And then 3, and then 4.
Okay, quiet on set, please. And lights up.
Good dawning to thee, friend. Art thou of this house? Aye. Where may we set our horses?
The mire,
Prithee, if thou lovest me, tell me.
love thee not.
Why then I care not for thee.
If I had thee in Lipsbury pinfold, I would make thee care for me.
Why dost thou use me thus? I know thee not.
Fellow, I know thee.
What dost thou know me for?
A knave, a rascal, an eater of broken meat, a base, proud, shallow, beggarly, three-suited, 100-pound, filthy, worsted, stocking knave, a lily-livered, action-taking knave, a whore's son, one who would be aboard in way of good service, and art nothing but the constitution of knave, rascal, beggar, coward, and the son and heir of a mongrel bitch.
Why, what a monstrous fellow art thou, thus to rail on one that is neither known of thee nor knows thee?
What a brazen-faced rascal art thou, to deny thou knowest me? Is it 2 days since I kicked thee up at heels and beat thee before the king? Draw, you rogue.
Away, I have nothing to do with thee.
Draw, rascal, you come with letters against the king, and speak words against her royal father. Draw, rascal, or else so cover not all your shanks. Draw, come your way.
Oh, murder! How now? What's the matter?
With him, good man, an you please. Come on, fleshy. Come on, young master.
Up and down! What's the matter here?
Keep peace upon your lives. He dies and strikes again. What is the matter?
Messengers from our sister and the king.
What is your difference?
Speak! I am scarce in breath, my lord.
Speak yet. How grew your quarrel?
This ancient ruffian, sir, whose life I have speared at suit of his gray beard.
Thou horse unfed, thou unnecessary letter. My lord, if you would give me leave, I would tread this unbolted villain into mortar and daub the walls of a jakes with him. Spare my grey beard, you white tail!
Peace, sirrah! You beastly knave! Know you no reverence?
Yes, sir, but anger hath a privilege.
Why art thou angry?
That this slave should wear a sword who wears no honesty. Such smiling rogues as these, like rats, all bite the holy cords a twain, which our two entreats to unloose. Smooth every passion that in the natures of their lords rebel, be oil to fire, cold to their colder moods, renege, agree, and turn the halcyon beast to every gale and vary of their master. A plague upon your epileptic visage. Fickle you my speeches as I were fool. Goose, if I had you on Seren Plain, I would drive thee cackling to Camelot. Why art thou mad? Oh, fellow, what's his offense? His countenance likes me not.
No more, perchance, does mine, nor his, nor hers.
My lord, 'tis my occupation intention to be played. I have seen better faces in my time than stands on any shoulder that I see before me at this instant.
This is some fellow who, having been praised for bluntness, doth affect a saucy rogue, and constrains a guard quite from his nature. He cannot flatter, he. An honest mind in plain, he must speak truth, and they will take it so. If not, he's plain.
Sir, in good sooth, in sincere depth, under the allowance of your great aspect, whose influence, like the wreath of radiant fire upon flickering feeble...
What means by this?
To talk out of my accent which you discomfort so much. I am no flatterer. This robe that besieged you, that pained you, was nothing but a robe, which I, sir, will not be. Though I should do you this pleasure to entreat you too.
What was the offense you gave him?
I never gave him any. It pleased the king, his master, very late to strike at me upon his misconstruction.
Nothing but cowards and rogues, but Ajax is their fool.
Fetch forth the stocks. You stubborn, ancient knave. You reverent braggart. We'll teach you.
I am too old to learn. Hold not your stocks for me. I serve the king, on whose employment I was sent to you.
Fetch forth the stocks. As I have life and honor, there shall he sit till noon.
Till noon? Till night, my lord, and all night, too.
This is a fellow of the self-same color our sister speaks of. Come, bring away the stocks.
Let me entreat your grace not to do so. 'Tis fault as much, and the good king his master will check him for it. The king must take it ill that he so slightly valued, and his messenger could have him thus restrained.
I'll answer that.
My sister may receive it much worse to have her gentleman abused, assaulted, for following his affairs. Put in his legs. Come, my good lord, away.
I'm sorry for this, friend. I'll entreat you.
Please, sir, do not. I have watched and traveled hard. Sometime I shall sleep out. The rest I will see. A good man's fortune may grow out at heels. Give thee good morrow.
Duke's to blame in this. 'Twill be ill taken.
I may peruse this letter. Nothing almost sees miracles but misery. I know 'tis from Cordelia. She hath most fortunately been informed of my obscure course, and will find time in this great estate, seeking to give bosses their remedies. Fortune, good night. Smile once more. Turn thine ear.
What's down?
I heard myself proclaimed, and by the happy hollow of a tree escaped the hunt. No port is free, no place where a guard and most unusual vigilance does not attend my taking. Whilst I may escape, I will preserve myself, and have bethought to take the basest and most poorest shape that ever penury and contempt of man brought near to beast. My face I'll grime, filth blanket my loins, elf all my hair in knots, and with presented nakedness outface the winds and persecutions of the sky. The country gives me proof and precedent of bedlam beggars, who with roaring voices strike in their numbed and mortified bare arms pins, wooden bricks, nails, sprigs of rosemary, and with this horrible object, from low farms, poor pelting villages, sheepcotes and mills, sometime with lunatic bands, sometime with prayers, enforce their charity. For turning on! Porta! That's something yet. Edgar, I nothing am.
What's up?
'Tis strange that they should so depart from home, and not send back my messenger.
As I learned, this night there was no purpose in them of this remove.
Hail Well, noble master.
What? Makest thou thee shame like that time?
No, sir.
Horses are tied by the head, dogs and bears by the neck, monkeys by the loins, and men by the legs.
What's he that hath so much thy praise mistook necessity here?
'Tis both he and she. Your son and daughter.
No.
Yes.
No, I say.
I say yes.
No, they would not.
Yes, I would.
By Jupiter, I swear no.
By Juno, I say aye.
They could not do it. They durst not do it. They would not do it. 'Tis worse than murder to do upon respect such violent outrage.
My lord, when I was at their home, I did commend your letters to them. Ere I was risen from the place where I showed my duty kneeling, came there a reeking toast, stood in his own haste, breathless, panting forth from Goneril his mistress' supplications, delivered letters, spite of intermission, which presently they read, upon whose contents they summoned up their meaning, straight to a course, commanded me to follow and attend the leisure of their answer, gave me cold looks, and meeting here the other messenger whose welcome I perceived had poisoned mine, the very same fellow that had faked his blade so softly against your highness, having more man than wit about me, drew. He raised the house with loud and coward cries. Your son and daughter found this trespass worth the blame which here it suffers.
Winter's not done yet. It's a wild geese fly that way.
Where is this daughter?
With the earth, sir, here within.
Follow me not. Stay here.
That, sir, which stirs and seeks for game and follows but must warn. We'll pack when it begins to rain and leave me in the storm. But I will carry. The fool will stay and let the wise man fly. The knave turns fool that runs away. The fool, no knave, pardie.
Where learned you this fool?
Not in the stock, fool.
Deny to speak to me. They are sick. They await me. Fetch me a better answer.
My dear lord, you know the fiery quality of the Duke, how fixed and unmovable is in his own course.
Vengeance, plague, death, confusion, fiery. What quality dost not speak with the Duke of Cornwall is like?
My lord, I have informed them so.
Informed them? Dost thou understand me, man?
Aye, my lord.
Give me my servants forth. Go tell the Duke and his wife I will speak with them now. Presently bid them come forth and hear me. Hold the chamber door and beat the drum till it cries sleep to death.
I would have all well.
Oh, my heart, my rising heart.
Cry to it, nuncle, as the cockney did to the eels when she put him in the paste alive. She napped him over the coxcomb to the stick and cried, "Down, wanton, down!" 'Twas her brother in pure kindness to his horse buttered his hand.
Good morrow to you, boy.
Hail to your grace.
I'm glad to see your highness.
Bacon, I think you are. I know what reason I have to think so. If thou shouldst not be glad, I would divorce me from thy mother's tomb, sepulchring and adultery. Oh, are you free? Some other time. Beloved Regan, my sister's not. Oh, Regan, she hath tied, sharp-toothed unkindness like a vulture here. I can scarce speak to thee. Thou not believe without depraved equality. Oh, Regan.
I pray you, sir, take patience. I have hope. You less know how to value her desert than she to scant her duty.
Say, how is that?
I cannot think my sister in the least would fail her obligation. If, sir, she have perchance restrained the riots of your followers, 'tis on such ground and to such wholesome head as clears her from all blame.
My curses on her!
Oh, sir! You are old. Nature in you stands on the very verge of her confine. You should be ruled and led by some discretion that discerns your state better than you yourself. Therefore I pray you that your sister you make return. Say you have wronged her, sir.
Ask her forgiveness. What more comes from the heart? safety, Raymond. That...
Good sir, no more! These are unsightly tricks! Return you to my sister!
Return to her, and 50 of my men dismissed. Never, Regan. She hath a great deal hurt my train. Looked black upon me, and struck me with her tongue, most serpent-like, a poor in the very heart. You never liked
Bye,
me.
sir.
Guard your blinding
Bye.
flames into her scornful eyes. Infect her beauty, you fen-sucked hogs, drawn by the powerful sun to fall and blast her pride.
Oh, the blessed gods! So will you wish on me when the rash mood is on.
Thou shalt never have my her eyes are fierce, but thine who comes will not burn. Thou better knowest the offices of nature. Effects of grace, the dues of gratitude. Thou have thine half of the kingdom, hast thou not forgotten? We're not.
Good sir, to the purpose.
I man in the stock.
What trumpet's that?
I know it, my sister's. This approves her letter that she would soon be here.
Who stopped my servant, Regan? I have good hopes thou didst not know it. Who comes up? Oh, heaven! If you do love all men, if your sweet sway allow obedience, if yourselves are old, make it your cause, send down and take my part. That's not a saying to look upon this being. Oh, Regan, thou take her by the hand.
Why not by the hand, sir? How have I offended? Ought not offensive indiscretion fines and dotage terms so?
Oh, silence you are too tough. Will you? Oh, stop, my son.
I set him there, sir, but his own disorders deserved much less advancement.
You!
I pray your father, being weak, seems so. If till the expiration of your month you will return and sojourn with my sister, come then to me, for I am now from home and out of that provision which shall be needful for your entertainment. Give ear, sir, to my sister, for she knows what she does.
Of my men dismissed? No! Rather I abjure all roofs and choose to wage against the enmity all the air. To be a comrade with the wolf in owl.
At your choice, sir.
I prithee, daughter, do not make me mad. I'll not trouble thee, my child. Farewell. We'll no more meet, no more see one another. But yet, thou art my blood, my flesh, my daughter. Rather a disease that's in my flesh, which I must needs call mine. Thou art a boil, a plague sign, and my corruptive blood. But I will not chide thee. I can stay with me. I and my 100 men.
Not altogether so. I look not for you yet, nor am provided for your fit welcome. Give ear, sir, to my sister, for she knows what she does.
Is this well spoken?
I dare avouch it, sir. What, 50 followers? Is it not well? What should you need of more? Why might not you, my lord, receive attendance from those that she calls servants or from mine? Why not, my lord? If then they chance to slack you, we could control them. If you will come to me, for now I spy a danger. I entreat you to bring but 5 and 20, to no more will I give place or notice.
I gave you
And in good time you gave it.
Made you my guardian, my depository, but kept no reservations to be followed without a number. As I come with you, 5 and 20 cents only.
And speak it again, my lord, no more with me.
Those wicked creatures are yet more wicked when others are more or less wicked. Nothing the worst comes in for some rank of praise. I'll go with thee. Thy 50 yet, thou. Double her 5 and 20, and thou art twice enough.
Hear me, my lord. What need you 5 and 20, 10, or 5 to follow in a house where twice as many have a command to tend you? What need 1?
Oh, is it not the need? All places beggars are in the forest, things superfluous. Allow not nature more than nature needs. Man's life is stupid. only to go warm, gorgeous. Nature needs not what thou gorgeous. It scarcely gives you warmth. But what we need, you madam. Give me that patience. Patience I need! No! You unnatural hags! I will have revenges on you both, that the whole world shall. I will do such things. What they are, I know not, but they shall be the forever terrors of the earth. I weep. Oh, I am not weep. Though I have full cause for weeping, but this heart shall break into 100,000 flaws or ere I will weep. Ah, fool! I shall go mad.
Let us withdraw, 'twill be a storm.
Perhaps little the old man and his people cannot be well bestowed.
As his own flame hath put himself from rest and must needs taste his
For
folly.
his particular I receive him gladly, but not one follower.
So am I purposed. Where's my Lord of Gloucester?
Follow the old man forth. He is returned.
The king is in high rage.
Whither is he going?
He calls the horse, but will I know not whither.
'Tis best to give him way. He leads himself.
My lord, by no means entreat him to stay.
Alack, the night comes on, and the bleak winds do sorely ruffle. For many miles about us scarcely a voice.
Sir, to willful men the injuries that they themselves procure must be their schoolmasters. Shut up your doors! He is attended by a desperate train, and what they may insensitive to be after have his ear abused, wish to take fear.
Shut up your doors, my lord. 'Tis a wild night. My Regan counsels well. Come out of the storm.
Down. Place up.
Who's out besides foul weather? One minded like the weather, most unquietly. I know you. Where's the king? Contending with the fretful element. Bids the winds blow the earth into the sea, or swell the curled water above the main that things might change or cease. Tears his white hair, which the impetuous blast catch in their rage and make nothing of. Strives in his little world of man to outscorn the to and fro conflicting wind and rain. This night, wherein the cub-drawn bear would couch, the lion and the belly-pinched wolf keep their fur dry. Unbonneted he runs and bids what will take all. I do know you, sir, and dare upon the warrant of my note commend a dear thing to you. There is division, although as yet the face of it be covered with mutual cunning, twixt Albany and Cornwall. But, be it true, from France there comes a power into our scattered kingdom, who already, wise in our negligence, have secret feet in some of our best port, and are at point to show their open banner. Now to me. If by my counsel you would bend so far to make your way to Dover, there you shall find those that will thank you, bearing good report of the king's unnatural and bemadding side. I am a gentleman of knowledge and service, and with this knowledge offer this office to you. I will talk further with you. No, sir, do not. But for confirmation that I am more than my outlaw, open this purse and take what it contains. If you should see Cordelia, which have no fear but you shall, show her this ring, and she will tell you who your fellow is, which yet you do not know. Oh, fie on this storm. I must seek out the king. Give me your hand. Have you no more to say? Few words, but more than all yet. But when we find the king, which you pen this way, all that, he that lights him first, hold of the other.
Legs down. Legs up.
Blow, winds, and crack your cheeks! Rain, blow, you cataracts and hurricanes! Spout till you drench the steeples, drown the cocks! You sulphurous start executing fires! Vaunt couriers to oak cleaving thunderbolts! Smite my white beard, and thou, shaking thunder, smite flat the thick rotundity of the world! Crack nature's molds, and German spirit ones, that make it grateful man.
Oh, Nuncle, court holy water in a dry house is better than this rainwater out of door. Good uncle in and ask thy daughter's blessing. Here's a knight pities neither wise man nor fool.
Tremble, my belly full! Spit fire! Spout rain! The rain, wind, thunder, fire are my daughters. I touch not you, you elements with unkindness. I never gave you kingdom, called you children. Then let fall your horrible pleasure. Here I stand, your slave, a poor, infirm, weak, and despised old man.
He that has a house to put that in has a good headpiece. The codpiece that will house before the head has any, the head in which shall allow. So beggars marry many. Who's there? Oh, Mary! Here's grace in a codpiece. That's a wise man and a fool.
Alas, sir, are you here? Things that love knights love not such knights as these. Since I was a man, such sheets of fire, such bursts of horrid thunder, such groans of roaring wind and rain I never remember to have heard.
My wits begin to turn. Just my boy. I'm cold. I am cold myself. Where is this storm, my son? Poor fooling knave. There's one part in my heart that's sorry, yet for me. Come, bring us to this hovel.
This way, my lord.
This brave knight will cool a courtesan. I'll speak a prophecy ere I go. When priests are more in word than matter, when brewers more their malt with water, when nobles are their tailors' tutors, no heretics burn, but wenches suitors. When every case in law is right, no squire in debt, nor no poor knight. When slanders do not live in tongues, nor cut persons come not to throngs. When usurers tell their gold in the field, and bogs and whores in churches. Then shall the realm of Albion come to great confusion. Then comes a time who lives to see it, that going shall be used with feet. This is a prophecy Merlin shall make, for I live before his time.
Lights down. Lights up.
Alack, alack, and I like not this unnatural dealing. When I desired their leave that I might pity him, they took from me the use of mine own house, charged me on pain of perpetual displeasure, neither to speak of him, entreat for him, nor any way sustain him.
Most savage and unnatural.
There is division betwixt the dukes. And a worse matter than that, I have received a letter this night. 'Tis dangerous to be spoken. I have locked the letter in my closet. These injuries the king now bears will be revenged home. There is part of power already footed. We must incline to the king. I will go seek him and privily relieve him. Go you and maintain talk with the duke that my charity be not of him perceived. If he asks for me, I am ill and gone to bed. I pray you, Edmund, be careful.
This courtesy forbid thee shall the duke instantly know, and of that letter too. Seems a fair deserving, and must draw me that which my father loses, no less than all. The younger rises, and the old doth fall. Sit down. Lights up.
Here is the place, my lord. Could my lord enter? The tyranny of the open night's too rough for nature to endure.
You'll break my heart.
Good, my lord, enter.
Thou thinkst 'tis much that to feel as wretches feel, that thou mayst shake the superflux to them, and show the heavens more just.
to this? Who gives anything to poor Tom, whom the foul fiend had led through fire and through flame, made him proud of heart to ride on a bay trotting horse over 4-inch bridges, to curse his own shadow for a traitor? Bless thy wit! Tom's cold.
Gracious, good my lord.
From stargazing, from whirlwinds, taking from 2 poor Toms of charity whom the foul fiend vexes. There might I have him now. And there! And there! His cold knife will turn us all to fools and men.
What hast thou been?
A serving man, proud of heart and mind, that curled my hair, wore gloves in my cap, served the lust of my mistress' heart, and waked to do it. Swore as many oaths as I spake words, and broke them in the sweet face of heaven. One that slept in the contriving of lust, and waked to do it. Wine loved I deeply, diced dearly, and in woman a paramour of the Turk. Hog and blood, fox and scent, dwarf and wingless, dull-looking madness, lion and prey.
Why, thou wert better in thy grave than to answer with thy uncovered body this extremity of the skies. Is man no more than this? Consider him well. Unaccommodated man is no more but a poor fucker at fork in the beast as thou art. Oh, fork in the legs. Come on, unbutton here.
Written, uncle. Be contented. It's a naughty night to swim in now. A little fire in a wild field is like an old lecture's small supper, while all the rest on the body's cold. Oh, here comes a walking fire. Oh, this is the foul fiend, never to give it.
Who's there? What is it you seek?
What are you there?
He gives
Your
the web
name?
and the pin, squinch the eye, makes the hairnet, mildews the white meat, and hurts the poor creatures of the earth.
Who are you? What is it you seek?
What are you there? Your name?
Poor Tom! That eats the swimming frog, the toad, the tadpole, the wall newt, and the water. Beware, my follower. Peace thou spoken, peace thou be.
What? Has it graced no better company?
The Prince of Darkness is a gentleman. Bodo he's called. And
Our flesh and blood, my lord, has grown so vile that ain't what gets.
poor Tom's cold.
My duty cannot suffer to obey in all your daughter's hard commands. Though their injunction be to lock my doors and let the tyrannous night take hold upon you, yet have I ventured to come forth and bring you where both fire and food is ready.
I will talk a word with this noble philosopher. What is the cause of thunder?
Good my lord, take his offer. Go into the house.
I'll take a word with this same learned Theban. What is your study? How to prevent the foul fiend.
And to kill vermin.
Let me ask you one word in private.
My lord, importune him once more to go in. His wits begin to unsettle.
Canst thou blame him? His daughters seek his life. Oh, that poor Kent, he certainly would be thus poor banished man. Thou sayest the king grows mad. I'll tell thee, friend, I am almost mad myself. I had a son now outlawed for my blood. He sought my life, but lately very late. I loved him, friend. No father his son dearer. Who could tell thee the grief hath crazed my wits? What a night is this! I do entreat your grace.
Oh, cry your mercy, sir. Noble philosopher, your company.
The poor Tom's cold.
Come in, friend, into the hovel. Keep thee warm.
Come, let's in all.
This way, sir.
With him, I will keep still with my philosopher.
Take
My
him you
lords.
on.
Let him come along. Come, Sirrah, go along with us.
Come, good Athenian.
Come, take him you on. No words, no words.
Child Roland to the dark tower came. His word was still, by foe and thumb, I smell the blood of a British man.
Right down. What's up?
I will have my revenge ere I depart his house.
How, my lord, I may be censured that nature thus gives way to loyalty, something fears me to think of.
I now perceive. It's not altogether your brother's evil disposition made him seek his death, but a provoking merit set to work by a reprovable badness in himself.
How malicious is my fortune that I must repent to be just. Here's the letter, sir, which approves him an intelligent party to the advantages of France. Oh, that this treason were not, or not I, the detector.
Go with me to the Duchess.
The matter of this letter be certain, you have mighty business in hand.
True or false, it had made thee Earl of Gloucester. Seek out the villain Gloucester, that he may be ready for our apprehension.
If I find him comforting the king, this will stop his suspicions more fully. Sir, I shall persevere in my course of loyalty, though the matter be sore between that and my blood.
I will lay trust upon thee. Thou shalt find a dearer father in my love.
What's down? What's up? Here is better than the open air. Take it thankfully. I will piece out what comfort I can. I will not be long troubled.
The power of his wits have given way to his impatience. God praise your goodness.
Pray, innocent, and beware the foul fiend. He's mad that trusts in the tameness of a wolf, a horse's health, a boy's love, or a whore's oath.
It shall be done. I will arraign them straight. Come, learn it, Justice, sir. Sit here. Now, Sapien, sir. Come. In here. Now, you she-foxes.
Look where he stands and glares. Once thou eyes at trial, come o'er the board message of me. You won't have the leak if she does not speak, why she does not come over to thee. The foul fiend haunts poor Tom in the voice of a nightingale. Hop dance cries in poor Tom's belly for 2 white herring. Croak not, black angel, I have no food for thee.
My lord, good my lord, stand you not so amazed. Will you not lie down and rest upon the cushion?
I'll see their trial first. Bring in the evidence. Come. Go, man of justice. Take thy place. Now. His yoke fellow of equity. Stand by his side. You are all the commission. Sit you two.
Let us deal justly. Mr. Wakest thou, jolly shepherd. Oh, that is great.
I'll reign her first as Goneril. I here take my oath before this honorable assembly. She kicked the poor king, her father.
Ah! Come here, mistress! Is your name Goneril?
She cannot deny it!
Ah, cry you mercy! I took you for a joint steal.
And here's another whose warp looks proclaim what her start is stored on. Stop it there! Arms up, sword, fire! Corruption in the place! Lord Justice, why hast thou let her escape?
Bless thy five wits!
Good my lord, gracious my lord. Will you not lie down and rest a while?
My tears begin to take his part so much, the more my counterfeit.
Blanche, sweetheart.
Tom shall throw his head at them. Avaunt ye, curs!
Then let them anatomize Regan. See what breeds about her heart. Is there any cause in nature that makes these hard hearts? You, sir. I aim to pay for one of my hundreds, but I do not like the fashion of your garments. You may say they are Persian attire, but let them be changed.
My lord, lie down and rest a while.
Make no noise. Make no noise. So. Draw the curtain. So. We're going to supper in the morning. So.
And I'll go to bed at noon.
Come hither, friend. Where is the king, my master?
Here, my lord, but trouble him not. His wits are gone.
Take him in thy arms. I have overheard a plot of death upon him. There is a litter ready. Lay him in it and drive toward Dover, friend, where thou shalt find both welcome and protection. Take up thy master, if thou shouldst tarry half an hour, his life with thine, and all that offer to defend him stand in assured law. Take up, take up!
Come, help to bear thy master. Thou must not stay behind.
Come, away, away.
When we our better see, bearing our woes, we scarcely think our miseries our foes. Who alone suffers most in the mind, leaving free things and happy shows behind. Within the mind much sufferance doth o'erskip, when grief hath mates, and bearing fellowship. How light and portable my pain seems now, for that which makes me bend, makes the king bow. He child, it is thy father! What more will have tonight? Think escape the king. Lurk! Lurk!
Like that. Pleasure. Edmund, keep you our sister company. The revenges we are bound to take upon your traitorous father are not fit for your beholding. Advise the Duke where you are going to a most festive preparation. We are bound to the like. Our post shall be swift and intelligent betwixt us. Farewell, my dear sister. Farewell, my lord of Gloucester.
Oh no, where's the king?
My lord of Gloucester hath conveyed him hence. Knights are gone with him towards Dover, where they both have well-armed friends.
Get horses for your mistress.
Farewell, sweet lord and sister.
Who's there? The traitor?
Grateful God, 'tis he!
Fight fast his corky arms.
What means your graces? But my friends, consider. You are my guests, do me no foul play, friend.
Fight him, I say!
Hard! Hard! Oh, filthy traitor!
Unmerciful lady as you are, I am none.
To this chair, fight him! Come, sir, what letters had you laid from France?
Be simple answer, for we know the truth.
And what confederacy have you with the traitors laid footed in the kingdom?
To whose hands have you sent the lunatic king? Speak!
I have a letter guessingly set down, which came from one that's of a neutral heart, and not from one opposed.
Coming!
And false!
Where hast thou sent the king?
To Dover.
Dover! Wherefore to Dover? Was there no charge that
Wherefore to Dover? Let him first answer that.
They have tied me to the stake, and I must stand the course.
Wherefore to Dover, sir?
Because I would not see thy cruel nails pluck out his poor old eyes, nor thy fierce sister in his anointed flesh rash bore his fangs. The sea, with such a storm as his bare head and hell black night endured, would have buoyed up and quenched the stellar fires. But poor old heart, he hoped the heavens to rain. But I will see the winged vengeance overtake such children.
See it shalt thou never. Upon these eyes of thine, I'll set my foot.
But he that thinks to live to be here beyond, give me some help. Oh, cruel! Ah, God!
One side will mock another, the other too.
If you see vengeance, my lord.
Hold your hand, my lord. I have served you since I was a child, but no better service have I ever done for you than now, to bid you hold.
How now, a peasant stand up thus?
How now, you dog? A peasant stand up thus?
You did wear a beard upon your chin, I'd shake it on this world. What do you mean?
My villain.
Nathan, come on. Take the chance of it.
Peasant stand up thus. Give me thy sword.
I'm fled. My lord, you have one eye left to see some mischief on him.
Left it see more. Prevent it! Out, vile jelly. Where is thy luster now?
Oh, dark and comfortless. Where's my son, Edmund? Edmund! Enkindle all the sparks of nature to quit this horrid act.
Thou treacherous villain! Thou callest on him that hates thee. It was he that made the overtures of thy treasons to us, who is too good to pity thee.
Oh, my follies. Then Edgar was abused. Kind gods, forgive me that, and prosper him.
Go! Thrust him out at gates, and let him smell his way to Dover. How is my lord? How look you?
I have received a hurt. Follow me, lady. Turn out that eyeless villain. Throw this slave upon the dunghill. Regan, I bleed apace. Untimely comes this hurt. Give me your arm.
Lie down.
Lights up.
Yet better thus, and known to be contemned, than still contemned and flattered to be worse. The lowest and most dejected thing of fortune stands still in esperance, lives not in fear. The lamentable change is from the worst, the best, moreover. The worst returns to laughter. Well, welcome then, thou unsubstantial air that I embrace. The wretch that thou hast blown unto the worst owes nothing to thy blasts. But who comes here? Father, poorly led. World, world, oh world! Or did thy strange mutations make us hate thee? Life would not yield itself to age.
Away. Get thee away. Good friends are gone. Thy comfort can do me no good at all. Thee they may hurt.
Alack, sir, you cannot see your way.
I have no way, and therefore want no eyes. I stumbled when I saw. So oft has seen our means secure us, and our merest defects prove our commodity. Oh, my dear son, Edgar, might I but live to see thee in me touch, I'd say I had eyes again.
How now? Who's there?
God, who is to betray? I am at the worst. I am worse there I was.
Poor Mad Tom.
And worse I may be yet. The worst is not so long as we can say this is the worst.
But flies to wanton boys the weeds of the gods.
Bless
They
thee!
kill us for their sport.
Bless thee, master!
Is that the naked fellow?
I know it.
Then quickly get thee gone. If for my sake thou wilt or take us a mile or twain hence on the way to Dover, do it for ancient love, and bring some covering for this naked soul, which I'll entreat to leave. Sarah, fellow,
Oh, Tom's cold! I cannot draw it further.
knowest thou the way to Dover?
Oh, stile and gate! Horseway and footpath! Poor Tom has been scared out of his 5 wits.
Here, take this purse. Thou, whom the heavens' plagues have bowed to all strokes, that I am wretched makes thee the happier. Dost thou know Dover?
Aye, master.
There is a cliff, whose high and bending head looks fearfully in the confinement deep. Take me but to the brim of it, and I'll repair the misery thou dost bear with something rich about me. From that place I shall know leading me.
Give me your arm. Poor Tom shall lead thee.
Lights down. Lights up.
Welcome, my lord. I marvel our mild husband not met us on the way. Now, where's your master?
Madam, within, but never man so changed. I told him of the army that was landed. Smiled at it. I told him you were coming. His answer was the worst of Gloucester's treachery and of the loyal service of his son. When I informed him, then he called me son and told me I had turned the wrong side.
Then you shall go no further. Back, Edmund, to my brother. Hasten his musters and conduct his powers. I must change arms at home and give the distaff into my husband's hands. His trusty servant shall pass between us. Ere long, you are like to hear, if you dare venture in your own behalf, a mistress's command. Wear this. Oh, spare speech. Upon your head. This kiss, if it durst speak, would stretch thy spirits up into the air. Conceive, and fare thee well.
Yours in the ranks of death.
Oh, dear Gloucester. Oh, the difference between man and man. To thee, a woman's services are due. My fool who serves my body.
Madam, here comes my lord.
I had been worth the whistle.
Oh, Goneril, you are not worth the dust which the rude wind blows in your face. I fear your disposition. That nature which contemns its
Oh,
origin.
no, Lord, the text is foolish.
But wisdom and goodness to the vile seem vile. Filth savor but themselves. What have you done? Tigers, not daughters. What have you performed? A father and a gracious aged man whose reverence even the head-lugged bear would lick. Most barbarous, most degenerate. Have you madded?
Milk-livered man! Where's thy drum? France spreads his banner in our noiseless land. With plumed helm thy slayer begins threats, whilst thou, a moral fool, sits still and cries to laugh. Why does he so?
See thyself, devil. Proper deformity seems not in the fiend so horrid as in woman.
Oh, my good lord, the Duke of Cornwall is dead, slain by his servant going to put out the other eye of Gloucester.
Gloucester's eye?
A servant that he bred drilled with remorse opposed against the axe, bending his sword to his great master, who there in enraged flew on him, and amongst them felled him dead. But not without that harmful stroke, but since it plucked him after.
It shows you are above the justices, that these are nether crimes so speedily can venge. But oh, poor Gloucester. Lost he his other eye?
Oh, my lord. This letter, madam, craves a speedy answer from your sister. One way I like this well, that being widow and my Gloucester with her, may all the building in my fancy pluck upon my hateful life. Another way the news is not so tight. I'll read and answer.
Where was his son when they did take his eyes?
Shut with my lady hither.
He is not here.
No, my good lord, I met him back again.
Knows he the wickedness?
Aye, my good lord, was he informed against him, and quit the house on purpose, that their punishment might have a freer course.
Gloucester, I live to thank thee for the love thou showedst the king, and to revenge thine eyes. Come hither, friend. Tell me what more thou knowest.